Welcome everybody. So glad that you took time out of your night to join us. I know some people are still coming in from the foyer, but I thought I'd get us started here. My name's Justin, and I'm one of the pastors here. I have the privilege of serving with my wife, Hannah, who had surgery a few weeks ago, so she would be up here with me making this announcement, but she's sitting at a table instead, resting her healing leg. Before I introduce our speaker, I want to just give a shout out to some of our community resources here who are here today. We're really glad they're here, and for us as a church, it's always really important that we partner with other organizations, and we love this opportunity to connect with them, and I hope you'll take this opportunity to connect with them and the resources they offer you today afterwards. So first I want to give a shout out to Melissa from the FIT team. If you're not familiar, we could give her a round of applause, right? Thank you for being here, Melissa. If you're not familiar with the FIT team, I'll read a little description from the Monroe County website. The Forensic Intervention Team, the FIT team, is a program of Monroe County Office of Mental Health that operates 24/7 in collaboration with the 11 law enforcement agencies in Monroe County. FIT partners MCOMH clinicians work directly with law enforcement to assist individuals experiencing a behavioral health crisis who come to the attention of law enforcement. The goal is to de-escalate crisis situations, offer the least restrictive level of care safely and effectively, and provide appropriate referrals. Successful interventions will assist in decreasing unnecessary hospitalizations and incarcerations, and this model allows law enforcement agencies and FIT clinicians to work together with the common goal of providing the best options for individuals living with mental health and substance use disorders in our community. So feel free to touch base with Melissa. She's got a bunch of good details and resources back on her desk that she'd love to connect you with. Also got to give a shout out to our Gates Police Department. So grateful that they're here. Give them a hand. If you have some little kiddos, you can have them go over and check out the ducks. I am going to pick up some ducks at the end of this, and I do have kids. I'm not picking them up for myself. They're not here tonight. But I'm so grateful for the Gates Police Department. I know that coming out of COVID, there was stigma and maybe some hurt in the community and misunderstanding when it came to working with law enforcement. So we want to work together with the police department to build healthy relationships between us and them. And so if you find yourself or a child in a precarious situation, whether that's related to online safety or something else entirely, we want to remind you that they are here, they are in your corner, and they're working to help support our community. And they show that really well time and time again. So please stop by their table, get to know them, ask questions, get a rubber ducky. It's so great to have you guys here, so thank you for being here. Also got to give a shout out to the bald guy at the back here, Nick, and I can say that because we're friends. Give him a hand. He is representing Delphi Rise, and if you have a friend, a family member, or anyone really struggling with substance abuse, I want to encourage you to stop by and talk to Nick. Addiction can impact individuals and loved ones on many different levels. And if you or someone you know is struggling with this, Delphi Rise is a great resource. You're not alone. Delphi Rise offers a wide variety of services such as substance use evaluations and treatment options. This includes detox, inpatient services, residential programs, outpatient services, as well as peer support. Delphi Rise also provides educational and informational opportunities with Narcan training and kits. Nick has a bunch of good material back at his table. Make sure you stop by. And last but not least, I got to give a shout out to Greg back here with Agape Christian Counseling. Let's give Greg a hand for being here. This center provides outpatient mental health counseling that includes but isn't limited to individual, family, and marriage counseling. And I personally, as a pastor, have recommended countless people to Agape Christian Counseling who have greatly benefited from their services. In fact, Patrick, our speaker tonight, worked hand in hand with Agape for some time. And so if you have any questions, you can feel free to stop by and see Greg. He has a number of good resources for you and can help you take next steps if you need help with anything. I also should pause and take a moment. I want to just give a shout out to everybody that's watching online right now. I believe, if I'm right, we actually have more people watching online right now than we have in the room. So if you're watching online right now, thank you for joining us. We're so glad you're here. And if you're looking for some of these resources to connect with yourself, you can email us at office@cityhoperochester.com. Before we get into the speaking, I thought I could just give away a few Starbucks gift cards. Is that okay? All right, so who here had to travel the farthest to be here today? Anybody? Who here traveled more than 10 minutes? Rain? You got who traveled more than 15 minutes? Patrick doesn't count. Patrick traveled like 4 hours. Who here traveled more than 20 minutes? Okay, it's between Rain and Micah and Elizabeth. How about 25 minutes? 27 and a half minutes. We got to give it to Rain. Sorry, guys. All right, who here has the most kids in their family? 3. Besides me, yeah, I've got 4. We got 3, 4. I think anybody got more than 4 kids? Anybody 8 kids and counting? Okay, Carmen. All right. Last question. Hannah, you have to help me remember what the last question was because I just went blank on it. Does anybody here have a flip phone? In other words, not a smartphone. Anybody have a flip phone? No? Okay, does anybody have... Oh, that didn't work. No, there's no one. Yeah. That's all. I've got one gift card to give away. Who here is over 70? Oh, there we go. Oh, Gail, too. Who here is over 80? No, okay. All right, give yourselves a hand. I've got one for Gail, too. I'll make sure she gets one. Without further ado, we're so grateful to have Patrick here with us. I know that the material that Patrick is going to cover is it's material that we could talk about for days, and so I feel like we're really just scratching the surface. But what our hope is for those who are attending in person and those watching online is that this equips you to have meaningful conversations with your significant other, with your kids about proper use of social media, of internet use. And I know as a father of 4, I'm really looking forward to this. I do want to make the disclaimer that if you're watching online right now and you have kids in the room, you may just want to pause this, watch it through yourself. There's going to be some sensitive material we're going to cover, so let it play through itself, and then maybe revisit those portions with your kids if you'd like to. We hope that this will be a helpful tool for you as you parent and raise kids in your life. So without further ado, let's welcome Patrick.
First, I would like to thank God. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a while since I've been to Rochester. I just moved down to Pennsylvania in July, so it's good to be back. It's amazing how much you miss a place you lived for 25 years. So, like it was said, I'm going to be touching on some areas tonight that are very sensitive. So, be aware of where you are, what you're feeling. If you're struggling with any of this stuff, feel free to read. We have a number of different, resources here. Reach out. If you want to talk to me after. One of the things that I'm going to ask is if you have questions, not to bring personal questions to the group. Talk to me after. That can be, maybe embarrassing for the person you're with, or it may not be appropriate. So even though we may have things that we're like, I need to ask that, just jot it down and we'll talk after. General questions, clarifications, that'd be awesome. We have a small crowd here, so we can do that, Yeah, let's get started. Do I need a thing for... Okay. All right, we can switch. Or start. Am I in a way? Can people see, or can I move over here? All right. So, we switch. A little bit about me. Like I said, I've recently moved down to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area, this past July. I've been here in Rochester. I was here for about 25 years. I've been in the mental health field all that time after I graduated. Graduate of Roberts Wesleyan. You know, I am certified in sexual addiction therapy. Also work with men, mostly, who struggle with processing addiction or men's trauma, men's studies, a combination of all the above. What else did I write down? My daughter, my 2 dogs. I like hockey, hiking, camping. And, oh yeah, I worked for Agape too, which was already said. So, all right, the way I'm gonna work this, I kind of divided it up into different sections. You know, social media, digital, there's so much. Again, this is the stone that I'm just skimming across the water. All of these topics, I can really spend 3 or 4 hours on each. So, yeah, just bear with me. I'm gonna try to talk fast. I think like 50 some odd slides to get through. So first, social media. There we go. So what is social media? It's a web-based communication tool. It enables people to interact with each other. So you put down different types. And a lot of if I have it in red, I kind of pay attention to that. Those are some of the things that, you know, as we look at the present and the future, these are things that are going to be coming up. We are just beginning to get into social media. Like what we've seen in the last 10, 15, 20 years is nothing compared to what's going to be coming. Especially with this one down here, I don't know if anybody, AI. AI is going to completely change this world. And it's helpful, but it's also scary. It's also scary on what can happen with AR. So these are the different types: social media, messaging apps, photography, media sharing forums, gaming, AI, anonymous networks, you know, pornography. These are the things. We also have social shopping, Amazon. Who uses Amazon? You know, discussion forums, Facebook, so on and so forth. You know, one of the things that we look at is you know, teenagers. This is one of the biggest